There's a race happening right now, all across the globe. It's not for gold medals, but for something just as valuable, energy efficiency. And the stakes? Well, they couldn't be higher for our planet and, yeah, for our wallets too. So let's get into it and see where we really stand. Remember that big climate conference, COP28? Well, a huge promise was made there. Almost 200 governments got together and said, hey, we're going to get serious about energy efficiency. It was this massive global pledge. But you know how promises are? The real question is, are we actually keeping it? Okay, so here's the reality check. And oof, it's not great. Just look at these numbers. The goal we all agreed to was a 4% improvement every single year. But our actual progress since 2019? A measly 1.3%. I mean, that's not just a gap, that's a canyon. We're not even a third of the way there.
All right, let's dig into this goal and this gap a little more. You'll hear this term energy intensity thrown around a lot. All it really means is how much energy do we need to make $1 worth of stuff? The lower that number, the better. It's kind of like getting more miles per gallon for the entire economy.
So that big promise was to get to a 4% improvement rate every year by 2030. And you might be thinking, okay, 4%, why is that the magic number? Well, it's because this isn't just a small tweak. It is one of the single most powerful things we can do to fight climate change and make our economy stronger at the same time. It's a huge win-win.
But as we just saw, the reality on the ground is, well, it's pretty rough. We're not just missing the target, we've actually slowed down. Instead of hitting the gas pedal, we've kind of slammed on the brakes, dropping to that 1.3%. And that leads to the million-dollar question. Why? Why are we falling so far behind?
Okay, so what's the deal? What's holding us back? Well, the folks at the International Energy Agency have dug into this, and they've pinpointed 4 big reasons, 4 major trends that are basically acting like a drag chute on our progress. So let's break down these 4 roadblocks. So here they are in a nutshell. First, a massive surge in heavy industry. Second, our policies just can't keep up with new tech. Third, a huge, and I mean huge, demand for cooling. And fourth, all of this is putting a massive strain on our power generation. Let's tackle them one by one. First up, industry. Just look at this. Since 2019, where has all the new demand for energy come from? A whopping 2/3 of it from industry. But here's the kicker. At the very same time, that sector's efficiency improvements have pretty much flatlined. This one thing, this industrial boom, is like an anchor dragging down the whole world's average. All right, number 2 is this crazy disconnect between technology and policy. I mean, tech is just flying forward. Take light bulbs, a simple example. The best ones today are literally twice as efficient as they were just 15 years ago. But the government rules, the minimum standards, they've only budged by about 30%. We've got these incredible tools, and we're just not using them. It's like leaving free money on the table. And that brings us to reason number 3, our need to stay cool. As the world gets warmer and more people can afford it, the demand for air conditioning is just exploding. But we're not always buying the smartest models. The IEA has this incredible stat. Think about this. If every single AC unit bought since 2019 was the most efficient one you could get, the electricity we would have saved is equal to all the new demand from data centers. That is just a staggering amount of waste. And last but not least, number 4, all this new demand is putting a huge strain on our electrical grids. You know, our thirst for electricity is growing way faster than our overall energy use. And yeah, renewables are growing fast, which is great, but in some places, they just can't keep up with the surge. And what happens then? Well, we have to flip the switch on older, much less efficient fossil fuel plants just to keep the lights on. It's like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Okay, so if we're gonna fix this, we have to get one thing straight. There is no silver bullet. This is not a one-size-fits-all problem. Different parts of the world use energy in totally different ways, so naturally the solutions are going to look different too. So if you look at advanced economies, for example, the energy pie is sliced up pretty evenly. You've got buildings, transportation, and industry all taking up a similar share. So for these places, the name of the game is upgrading what's already there, retrofitting old buildings, getting more efficient cars on the road, that kind of thing. But now, check out the difference in emerging economies. It's a totally different story. Industry is the big one here. It's almost half of all energy use. And because they're building so much new stuff, new factories, new homes, people buying their first car, the absolute top priority is making sure all that new equipment is super efficient right from the get-go. Okay, So we know the problems, we know things look different around the world, so how do we actually get back on track and hit that 4% target? Well, the good news is it's not all doom and gloom. There is a path, and we're starting to see some real action. Get this, just in the last year, more than 250 new or updated energy efficiency policies were put in place around the world. That is a huge wave of new action. And we're not talking about small countries. This is happening in places that make up over 85% of the world's energy demand. The momentum is building. And really, it all comes down to two main things governments can do. First, they need to look at the rules they already have and just make them better. Raise the standards to match the amazing tech we have now. And second, they need to play detective. Find the spots where there are no rules and get some smart policies in place, especially for those fast-growing areas. And look, this isn't just talk and paperwork. There is serious money being put behind this. You've got China investing in cleaner industrial parks, the EU is throwing billions at its clean industrial deal, and India has these great programs to help smaller businesses afford more efficient equipment. This is real investment in action. And this is so important to remember, because all this stuff, it's not just about hitting some abstract climate target. The benefits of energy efficiency create these ripple effects that touch everything, right down to our own lives, our own wallets. Think about your energy bill. Because of the efficiency improvements we've made since the year 2000, the average household in an advanced economy is paying about 20% less than they would be otherwise. That's not a small number. That is real cash staying in your pocket. And it's not just about saving money at home. It makes businesses way more competitive. For every bit of energy an industry uses today, it creates 20% more value than it did back in 2000. It's the definition of working smarter, not harder. And then, of course, there's the planet. This might be the most mind-blowing stat of all. Without the efficiency gains we've made just in the last decade or so, our global greenhouse gas emissions today would be 20% higher. 20% higher. It's like this silent hero that's been working behind the scenes, and it has made a massive difference already. So that's where we are. The bottom line is we are falling behind in this race. But the thing is, we know exactly how to catch up. The technology exists. We know which policies work. The benefits for our wallets and the planet are crystal clear. We have every single tool we need to win this thing. The only question, the really big question, is are we going to pick them up and use them before it's too late?